grow up thinking that the bad guys in our lives, it will be obvious. We expect them to be the bullies, the ones who shout, the ones who are cold. But real life isn't a cartoon. And usually, the person who hurts you the most isn't the one holding a knife. It's the one holding your hand. I want you to think about that one person who just gets you. Maybe it's a new partner or a friend you met at work. It feels different with them, doesn't it? They don't just listen to you. They hear you. When you're sad, they don't give you generic advice. They play that one song that makes you cry. They say the exact words you needed to hear. It feels like magic. It feels like you have finally been seen. And for a long time, it feels like love. But here is the hard truth that psychology is starting to uncover. There is a difference between someone who understands you because they want to heal you and someone who understands you because they want to own you. The tragedy is, in the beginning, those two things look exactly the same. And by the time you realize the difference, they already have the map to your mind. For decades, psychologists thought empathy and darkness couldn't exist in the same person. If you were a narcissist, you were blind to feelings. If you were an empath, you were full of light. But then they found a personality type that scores high on dark traits: manipulation, ego, coldness, but also scores incredibly high on empathy. They called them dark empaths. To understand them, you have to understand that empathy isn't just one thing. It has two parts. There is affective empathy. That's what you have. When you see a friend crying, your chest hurts. You feel their pain physically. Then there is cognitive empathy. Cognitive empathy is the ability to look at a human being and understand them like a clock. You know which gears are turning. You know why they are sad. You know exactly what they are thinking, but you don't feel any of it. The dark empath has master-level cognitive empathy. They are not blind to your emotions. They have a high-definition scanner for them. They are using your feelings as data points to build a profile on you. But how do they get in? How do they bypass your defenses so quickly? They use a technique called mirroring. Because the dark empath spends so much time analyzing people, they become a chameleon. If you are quiet and artistic, suddenly they love poetry and silence. If you are loud and adventurous, suddenly, they have always wanted to go skydiving. They don't just agree with you, they become you. They reflect your own personality back to you, but shinier, more confident, perfect. You think, finally, someone who speaks my language, but you aren't falling in love with them. You are falling in love with a reflection of yourself. And once you are in love with the reflection, they have the power to shatter the mirror. The narcissist wants you to fail so they can be the best. The dark empath helps you fail so they can be the one to comfort you. Imagine you have a big job interview. You are nervous. A real friend says, "You've got this. You're amazing." The dark empath says, "I really hope you get it, but are you sure you're ready for that much stress? You know how anxious you get. I just don't want to see you crash again." It sounds like care. It sounds like protection, but it is a seed of doubt. They plant it right before your big moment. And when you fail, because you were nervous, they are right there with open arms to say, "I told you the world was too hard for you. It's okay, you're safe here with me." They break your legs just so they can offer you a crutch. But where do they come from? Are people born this way? Are they evil? The truth is much sadder. Most dark empaths were not born monsters. They were created. Psychologists believe many of them grew up in volatile, dangerous homes. Homes where they had to learn to read emotions just to survive. They had to know exactly what mood their parent was in just by the sound of their footsteps. They had to learn how to be charming to avoid being hurt. They learned that feelings are not things to be shared. They are things to be analyzed, to be predicted, to be managed. They learned that empathy is survival. But because they were never loved properly, they never learned the warmth of it. They only learned the mechanics. They are children who learned to read minds, but forgot how to have a heart. But understanding why they are this way doesn't make them less dangerous. There is one moment that every victim of a dark empath remembers. The moment the mask slips. It happens when you finally stop playing their game. You set a boundary. You say no. You stop reacting to their guilt trips. And for a split second, the warmth vanishes. They don't get angry like a narcissist. They get cold. They look at you with eyes that are completely dead, like they are looking at a broken toaster. Not a human being. And in that moment, you realize the terrifying truth. They never cared about you. They were just studying you. And now that you are no longer useful, they are done with the experiment. So, how do you survive a person who knows you better than you know yourself? You have to stop listening to their words and start looking at the cost. Real empathy costs something. It costs time. It costs emotional energy. It requires sacrifice. Dark empathy is free. It's just words. It's a performance. If there is someone in your life who says all the right things, but leaves you feeling drained, confused, and small, it doesn't matter how nice they are. It doesn't matter how much they understand you. Love is not supposed to feel like a negotiation. Be careful who you share your secrets with, because the person who holds the blueprint to your heart is the only one who knows exactly where to place the bomb.